It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here for 2K Sports alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Just a few games left before the NBA playoffs and the final seeding starting to lock in.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Clouds passing high over the 10th Avenue Bridge and the Mississippi River here in nothing. And KD is certainly a rarity, DA. His length and height and athleticism makes him a nightmare for any team he goes up against. The door is coming down the stretch here. A few teams clearly out of the playoffs. Despite their disappointment, what can they do to build confidence going into next year?
Well, I'm a big believer in that adage, you can't skip steps. And professionalism is required every day, regardless of record. And so you build things by the small decisions you make every day. When you step between the lines, you work hard or you don't. Work is what gives confidence.
You're right, it's a process. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Randall out there with Whiteside, and it's Wall in at the 1 spot. Ingles against Durant. Back to Rondo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Durant, no good. Utah with the ball, fresh from a win against Portland.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, a testament to how level-headed this group is. Nice job executing on the offensive end of the floor.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
He dishes it to Markkanen. Green kicks to Rondo. And a miss there on the triple. Minnesota on D. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And offensively that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Wall. A second chance effort. Whiteside, good.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Rondo dishes to Durant. Banked in off the glass.
Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
Right side a screen. Randall a screen on Rondo. Wall, terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Well, that's a big-time finisher around the rim. Wall makes it look easy.
Rondo passes to Durant. Mirotic sets the screen for Durant. Passes to Mirotic. That 3 off the mark. And for Thibodeau, you simply can't play for him unless you exert maximum effort on defense. Doris, he can be tough, but fair in what he demands.
Well, as long as you're willing to work hard every single day on every possession, you can play for Tom Thibodeau. This is a guy who constantly preaches the importance of the little things, and he wants proper defense to become second nature for his team.
Green kicks to Mirotic. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Right side a screen. To the paint. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Rondo against Wall. Now here's Rondo. Tight defense on him. Here's the screen. Outside Durant. Beyond the arc. No good on that last second attempt there. And so it's Utah in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have had their sights set on Kevin Durant, and they've done a terrific job holding him in check. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, from what we've been... Timberwolves trail by 8. They've got Markkanen. Rajon Rondo is out there with Green. Then there's Mirotic. And it's Durant in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
I tell you what, Rondo will get physical down low in that post. He is not going to back down from anybody.
Ingles kicks to Randall. Shoots over Mirotic, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Minnesota has possession. 6-point game. Rondo dishes to Green. Pass to Mirotic. Markkanen sets the pick for Mirotic. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Utah leading by 6. Randall with the ball. Pass to Wall. Randall with a screen for Wall. Back to Randall. Now the pass to Ingles. Shot clock at 6. Over Durant. Offensive rebound. Right side, the pass to Randall. Rondo against Wall. Back to Randall with the clock winding down, and Randall throws it down.
Now we come to expect John Wall will make the right play, creates yet another open look.
And Julius Randle, that 7th pick back in the 14 draft out of Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit out of high school and was able to help get the Wildcats to the championship round. So this is a guy who is used to the spotlight.
And Wall kicks to Whiteside. Nice ball movement by Utah. Green against Hood. Green dishes to Rondo. Green against Hood. Green kicks to Mirotic. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And Julius Randle with an intriguing game, a great rebounder. He's a pretty good ball handler for his size, too.
Yeah, he likes to rip it and run, and very athletic when he gets ahead of steam, and boy, he can be tough to contain.
Right side a screen. Randle a screen on Rondo. And Wall kicks to Whiteside. Count that one. Whiteside's got the lead up to 8 now for Utah.
How easy does John Wall make it on his teammates? Just a terrific setup.
1:12 left to play in the first half. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Rondo. Durant's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Whiteside inside. Over Markkanen. The kick out to Wall. Ingles passes to Randall. And here's Wall outside. Buries it from 3-point range. Wall's got 7 points in the game.
Catch and shoot opportunities. More efficient. Wall gaining confidence every year in that shot.
Rondo against Wall. Outside Rondo. Over Wall. The shot by Rondo is no good.
Boy, terrific defense to impact the shot, not giving him any space at all.
Wall, that's good.
He knows that when he's hitting that three-pointer, defenders can't go under the screen anymore, and that makes a huge difference.
Green kicks to Durant. Over Ingles. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Durant.
The defense getting a little lazy there. You can't give him those shots. He'll make you pay every time.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal. And Utah finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They lead by 10. How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, Kenny knows about this. I used to do this to his team all the time. Take advantage of you down.
And that will...
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. Now here's Rondo checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Whiteside is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Wall in at the point guard position. Here's Durant, takes the 12-footer and hits. Durant's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Minnesota. Doris, many teams want to push the pace now. I know you like that. Some do it better than others. What's the key, and you've done this in college, to being successful with an up-tempo scheme?
Well, I think obviously, one, you've got to have 3-tool players who are unselfish by nature. 3-tool meaning once you catch the basketball, you are a triple threat. You can pass it, you can score it, you can dribble it. You're able to be a playmaker in every instance, because once you allow people to spread the floor, and by that I mean the spacing is, there are 5 guys spread out maybe beyond the three-point line, so the defenders are essentially on an island until a screen comes. You've got to be a triple threat on the catch to be successful in those pace and space systems. You got to be able to shoot it too, Kev. That's the key.
It's tipped. Hood against Green. Baseline try. The offensive rebound. Here's Whiteside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Kevin Durant.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
The other bench deflated because that was a rough sequence for the defense. They hated to give up those points, but did nothing to stop it.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Now with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
Green, the screen. Rondo dishes to Mirotic. Mirotic, a screen on Wall. Rondo against Hood. Rondo can't get it to go.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
There's a minute 34 left in the third. 5 on the clock. Here's Whiteside. The shot comes out, so Minnesota will take it the other way. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And after Kevin Durant made his decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, he instantly became one of the most polarizing players, it seemed, Greg, in the NBA.
Listen, Kevin Durant has always been a star in this league, but now he's become the story. It's something that he can handle, but doesn't try to seek out. Was able to prove all the naysayers wrong and just having another amazing season.
Whiteside missing again.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
They set the pick. Back to Rondo. High, arcing shot. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there. And instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Randall, a screen on Rondo. Pick by Randall. Here's Whiteside, and the jam by Whiteside.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Mirotic, the screen. There's the pick. Kicks to Durant. It's stolen by Randall. Outside, Wall. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best you can hope for with Wall inside. Send him to the charity stripe.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. No good on the second free throw. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Utah out in front. They're up by 11. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing.
One shot, then when we make a miss.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Durant is out there with Mirotic. Then there's Markkanen. Then it's Green, and it's Rondo, and at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Wall. He can't get that one to fall. Great D that time from Rondo. The wide open look for Durant. The three-pointer no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Ingles kicks to Wall. Wall missing again. Timberwolves trail by 11. To the middle. Here's Rondo. And Whiteside sends it back. From deep, Ingles bangs home the trifecta. Ingles has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Utah. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it if you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Green, the screen. Durant for three. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 3 assists now in this one. And the jam by Whiteside.
Yeah, he's flat fueling their success. Most of the offense has gone through him.
They set the pick. Wall against Rondo. Goes up to the stripe. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Here is Wall. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Wall missing again.
Well, they get it to the high percentage area, and then it all goes wrong from there.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Durant, no good.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Whiteside kicks to Ingles. Good on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Whiteside sets the pick for Hood. Shot off the screen, and he hits the jump shot. And the Jazz lead by 13.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Utah.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Hassan Whiteside.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
The drive by Green. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Robin Lopez is checked in for Markkanen. Derek Williams comes in for Mirotic. And Parker subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And Fareed kicks to Van Vliet. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Now the feed to Fareed. Dishes to Ginobili. Screen by Fareed. And so it's Utah with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, thank you, David, great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.